Orla. I want to commend Deputy O'Callaghan for bringing forward this important piece of legislation, and indeed for highlighting what is a growing menace within our society, namely knife crime. I found it disturbing to hear the Deputy O'Callaghan refer to, during his first stage introduction of the bill, that the numbers of knives seized by Garda Síochána has increased by approximately 66% since 2016. In 2017, 1,600 knives were seized by Garda Síochána, and in 2018, 2,000 knives were seized. This is clearly a problem that is getting worse, and much worse. Our response to it must be proportionate, and we must ensure that it doesn't end up we don't end up capturing within these procedures those who have to use or carry knives as a legitimate part of their job, and that's, I suppose, part of the difficulty. I know that the bill before us is quite specific in that it relates to the possession of a flick knife or any other article aid or adapted for use in order to cause injury or to incapacitate a person. That is a very important distinction, and I'm glad that that is in there. But it has to be said that this issue, while it is of course about the law, it's also about the culture we live in today and that we are creating. What is it that's leading to the emergence of more dangerous and a more violent society, Minister? We have to ask our ministers, we have to ask ourselves. Why is it that an increasing number of young people feel it necessary to carry deadly weapons like knives? There can be no doubt that there has been a general degrading of the value of human life. We cannot pretend that this is not going to have an impact, because it has. So this is as much an educational and values issue as it is a legal one, and I hope that we can bear that in mind when debating this bill and when it goes forward to committee, or this motion. So we have to try and get an understanding as to what in society is creating that violence and that need for people. The staggering figures that I quoted there of the number of knives seized in the last 2 years. It's an education issue, as I said. We also need to ensure that the Gardaí are given enough of those so-called vests to protect them, knife vests, to protect them in the course of their duties. Because we often in Tipperary, in many areas, are always looking for extra Gardaí and extra resources, and we are very badly served there. And I have huge issues about the removal of the district headquarters from Thurles. But we must give the Gardaí the tools of the trade across a wide spectrum of issues to ensure that they can carry out their duties and that they are able to carry out the duties without fear or favour, and that they can be safe, and that their families and loved ones will know that when they go to work on the duty on the front line. We must never forget that. There's a very thin line between them and us, and they must try and protect us at all times. Perhaps the Minister might confirm that he will be a part of his response to the growth of this worrying phenomenon. Thank you.